Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. I'm so excited to welcome to the show Ms. Camille Montgomery. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So she's been part of the Focus TV family and community through Sick Toys. If you remember, we had David and some of the filmmakers on earlier this year. So tell us a little bit about your journey with the film.
Yeah, well, I auditioned for the film and I didn't hear back for a month, so I mean, any
Boys!
Come on.
This was a shoo-in.
I know. So it was like, anytime you audition after a few days, you just have to let it go. Otherwise, you're waiting a long time. So when I heard back, I was super excited because I read the script and it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, the role itself is so dynamic. To play this 23-year-old girl who is like a kid at the same time, who has this arrested development. So that was so fun to explore. And once I met David Del Rio, the director, and then JP Burkhart, David Gunning, the producers, and they were also in the film, I just fell in love with everyone. They're the nicest people. David Del Rio just like kept the energy up on set and was singing, and it was just like such a magical experience. Especially with indie film, you really become a family. You're all working together and it's a smaller set. And it was just such a great experience.
It's absolutely community powered. We have a look at the trailer. Let's take a peek.
Oh, cool.
I'm glad you called me back.
What's going on? Everything okay?
This is gonna sound crazy. It's Jason. I haven't heard from him since yesterday morning. Could you try to call him for me?
I doubt he's gonna pick up my phone call. I'll just go straight to his place. Jason! You in there? Nothing's out of place. His computer was still there.
What about his car?
That wasn't there. My name's Roy. I think you know my friend Jason.
We were supposed to go on a date the other day, but he blew me off.
Are you Roy?
What's your favorite part about Christmas?
I love decorating. Stringing up the lights, hanging the wreaths, and putting the ornaments on the tree. And I love the music. I love dancing and singing and making cookies. Every year, my brother takes me out and I pick out my present. And then he always gets it for me.
He seems like a really good brother.
The best.
And it's just been the two of you since you were 6 years old?
Oh, we had an uncle watch us for a while. I didn't like him. But he's gone now, so it's just me and Edward.
I don't know if I could have gone through something like that. You must be really strong.
I like you.
We have a guest coming tonight. I don't want to have to gag you.
Hello? The house is over here. I thought I heard something. Thought maybe Amelia was in there.
She's inside.
I just thought he might want to play with my Christmas present.
I just want to go home. As long as I get my medicine, you'll be able to play with them a while longer.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh, wow. Look intense.
I
Very
have
intense.
goosebumps. Oh my gosh.
So, oftentimes we've talked about how acting is almost like one of the highest forms in this life because you get to take on all the different characters and realize that we're just taking on a character in this life too. So what's that experience been like for you?
It's been so incredible because I think when you're an actor, you have to constantly work on yourself as well and become the best person that you can be and really like drop in and find your truth, especially to play all these different roles. And we are so many different people at one point in the day. We are playing all these different roles. We're different when we talk to our moms and when we're sitting here. We're different at the grocery store. So I think for me, it's been about tuning in to these different parts of myself and trying not to judge. This role was so easy to judge. Look at her and think, oh, she's crazy. But the more I read, the more I realized she's had this very traumatic upbringing, her and her brother. And she is a little girl because of her past trauma. That's what happens when we go through traumatic experiences. We either block things out or we have to find a way to cope. And that was her way to cope, was staying almost 5 years old mentally. So I tuned in more to that rather than judging her, because I think we all have that. We have these childlike qualities within us that we still keep or they just pop up in our lives. And I think too, the older we get, the more we feel like we're still teenagers or we're still kids.
So where do you tap into that place where that's a genuine little child, like that childlike, beautiful energy versus the child that's a reactive child that's been hurt and wounded? How do you differentiate that when you're going into a character?
Well, with Amelia, it was almost one and the same. I don't think she didn't come from a place where she wanted to hurt anyone. It's just what she learned. She had a traumatic upbringing where there was abuse, and her parents died when she was really young, her and her brother. And so I don't necessarily think that she is very innocent. That's what's so interesting about this movie to me and this role, is that she essentially is a victim, but she's also the predator. And you can look at this and easily think, oh, she's the bad guy, essentially. But it's harder to define that in this film, I think, because it is a girl and she is a victim and she is innocent. And I think that's especially where, even with the Me Too movement, to realize that there is this gray area. It's not black and white. It's not, we have to look at the stories in the in-between spaces. And I think that's essentially what Sick for Toys does. It flips, it flips
But even
the
with our
story.
criminal system, we could say the same thing, right? It's not like it's them and pointing the finger, like it's a cultural, there's a cultural issue. They just happen to be like the symptom of something that's happening much deeper. That's so cool. I love acting, it's so profound.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it ever hard for you to shake off a role once you've...
Yes, it definitely is. Especially when it's a more painful, traumatic experience and when you really delve in to the different stories. Even with Sick for Toys, I do this training. I help police officers and detectives basically help them train so that they can learn how to deal with domestic violence situations.
Wow.
Yeah, so that even helped me in regards to Sick for Toys. Just seeing that trauma that happens at home, behind the scenes, that so many people don't know about.
And you work with another woman out of Utah that saved a lot of women with domestic.
Yes.
How did you get involved? And like, did you have domestic violence? Is it something you just felt like this is where you want to give back in life, or?
I haven't experienced that, but for me, one of my purposes is really to help give people a voice and to align with their truth. I think that's what acting is essentially.
We're with soul sisters
I
over
know,
here.
right? Totally, we all are on that same journey. But I think that's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to find meaning, and we're all trying to find our truth. And in yoga, I'm a huge yoga person. It's called Dharma. It's your purpose. And it's something that's just within you. And I think especially in LA and just our society, it's hard. It's easy to get lost and very easy to lose ourselves. I loved what Tiffany was saying about just dropping back in and just everything she had to say. I was like, I love you.
So
She's
true,
amazing.
So, true. Aw. So where can people find you? Obviously, they can find the movie at the different festivals right now, right?
Yeah, it's at Shriek Fest, October 7th, like I said. You can find me on Instagram, _Camille Montgomery, on Twitter, _C Montgomery, and on Facebook as well, under my name. So
Thank you so much for
Thank
everything.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much for
you.
having me.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.